that was the kind of B part to this whole topic. Like, yo, how
Yeah.
do you, what does it look like to actually go full time? And again, I feel like this is probably something we'll maybe even do a part two on
Yeah.
or be talking
Yeah.
about ongoing because there's a lot of aspects of this. But on the other side of this, when it comes to why artists might be like stuck, like what's keeping them from that breakthrough where it's just like, man, I'm like Daraj Frank, I'm one of them ones that's just been waiting for that time to go full time. Like, and I feel like I've been doing all of the right things. Like I
Mhm.
got my social media popping. I maybe got
Yeah.
some streams going, or I'm just trying to get my streams up, trying to go viral. I'm,
Yeah.
like, my songs are good. I get good feedback, like qualities, like you feel like you're checking all the boxes, but for some reason, this thing eludes you, and it could be a number of things. But I kind of want to like maybe fire off some stuff that came to mind when it
Mhm.
comes to why artists might be stuck, and I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on some of it. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, anything you want to say before I jump in?
No, no, no. You can jump
Yeah.
in.
So what I was writing down is something. Well, here we go. I'll make it personal. Maybe I don't want to point the fingers at anybody, but like
Right.
for me, some of the things that were keeping me stuck, and I'll be curious what yours were, that was
Mhm.
keeping me stuck, and even like frankly broke, as an artist,
Mhm.
was one, my mindset. Like that was the
Huge.
probably the biggest
That's the
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very overused. Like, oh, you gotta have the right mindset, and even artists probably feel like they're doing mindset work, but I guarantee you, like,
When you
there's
get into it.
gaps. Yeah, you really get into. There's gaps around like, the narrative that you're telling yourself consistently. Because I know people who are very hard workers who have success, and they still look at their success like, oh man, I'm just not doing enough, or I'm just not there yet, or they're distressed about their results. I'm like, I'm looking from the outside. I'm like, bro, you're actually killing it.
You're doing
But
great.
their
Yeah.
mindset is really creating that
Yeah.
narrative and making it so much harder and creating so much more anxiety, which that then prohibits them from really unlocking like the next level of stuff. So mindset was a big thing. I put on there the streaming myth was something for me that was,
Yeah.
which we could get into. There's two sides of that, but the streaming
Yeah.
myth, not having good systems, you know what I mean? Like as an
Yeah.
artist, systems, y'all hear me talk about this a lot. I'm very big on creating systems and efficiencies
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff. Not thinking like a business, seeing yourself
Yeah.
as purely an artist, but you're truly a business. Not budgeting, well,
Man,
which we could have a whole convo
that's
about.
a whole convo. Yeah.
Not budgeting, being too leveraged with debt, not having enough patience, not having like mentors or investing in coaching,
Yeah.
not having enough accountability, and I think that was the end of my list. There's some other things in it. And also, I want to play this little clip that I think his name is Mauricio Ruiz. He has the podcast. It's like the manager's playbook or something like that. He was
Yeah.
interviewing Nick D. And shout out to Nick D too.
It's fire.
Um, yeah, man. He's super solid. I got a chance to jump on his pod. I don't know if he's still doing it. I would love to try to get him on here one day. But
Oh, that'd be incredible.
yeah, he was talking about just bad investments that
Hmm.
artists typically make and some of the mindset that goes behind it. So let me pull this up real quick.
But that'd be perfect.
Uh, all right. The caption is why most indie singles lose money.
Mm.
Master, $700 for a studio session.
See if I can get this to actually play the audio.
Yeah, it's playing the audio on my end.
I hate that it does this.
You're not gonna make that back.
Hold on. All right, when y'all cutting this, make sure y'all cut it when it starts.
To the right one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, because like whenever I refresh it, it'll like
It starts
play.
right there.
Yeah, and it's not. All right, here we go.
Master, $700 for a studio session. $5,000 for a music video. You're not gonna make that back on your song.
A beat, yeah.
You spending $10,000 to put this song out.
Yeah.
How you gonna make $10,000 is 2.5 million streams?
Yeah.
It's just like crazy to me.
Yeah. Well,
If I do a music
today it's
video,
probably like 3 million streams.
yeah. If I do a music video, it's just because I wanted to. It's not because I think this is a good investment. A lot of people spend thousands.
So
Yeah.
he said he started off like a lot of people spend thousands of dollars like
Yeah.
trying to promote it. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I 100% agree. I do think, especially, prior to, I'm an artist. We're both artists, you know what I'm saying? So, and in the grand scheme of trying to push your artistry forward, a lot of times you see the quintessential ways of making yourself pop. And music videos is one of those that, he was explaining like a studio session. Instead of learning how to record yourself, you want to keep up with the social media. You're going to go book a studio session.
Right.
And instead of learning how to record yourself video wise, you book a $5,000 music video.
Yeah.
And the return on that investment, you have to be honest where you are in your career. You see Russ do it. Russ is also making almost
Multi-millions.
$200,000 a month just off his streaming. So he can do that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times artists do that to themselves in this hope that they're going to go viral with this video.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that. Yes. And it sucks because there's that one kid that did it and they blew up.
Yeah.
But that's not the case for everyone. And
Yeah.
I do think it wouldn't be statistics is not on the side of that being the end all be all to reach that trajectory.
Yeah, it's almost like there's always exceptions to the rule.
There's always
you know what
exceptions.
I mean? Which when you said, my bad to cut you, like when you said that, it reminded me, I don't know if you're familiar with it's a guy gal duo, Party of Two, I think is what their name is.
Yeah.
I feel like they were kind of like that, where they had some very high quality visuals and kind of popped out of nowhere. But they're also, I think, signed to like Rock Nation or something like that.
Right. And then a lot of times as an up and coming, like they're signed to Rock. You didn't see the 5 years of them probably grinding their behinds off,
1,000.
bad videos, bad investments, and in your eyes on social media, you're like, oh, they did one video and they popped. Nah, it was 100 videos and you ain't see it.
Here's the only time I think like investing in those type of videos really makes sense. And I say that with an asterisk because I still think you have to find the prudent and economic way to do this.
For sure.
I do think establishing your artist identity and branding is helpful to have certain visuals to accompany that so people kind of understand the world that you're building on the artistry side. But even with that, I think you still really need to like budget out what can we actually afford, and also are there ways to even do this or a version of the big idea that just feels a little bit more responsible for what we have, because like what Nick was saying, that stuff doesn't really like there's no real ROI on it unless that thing goes, even if it goes
crazy,
super viral on social media, it doesn't guarantee that people are going to go stream the song.
No, it doesn't.
Because I know people who have a crazy Instagram following as musicians, and it does not translate to streams.
It doesn't translate.
It doesn't translate to streams, and that's just the sad truth, you know what I mean, of it. But now it just allows us to think more creatively and more strategically to say like, no, don't abandon streaming, don't abandon visuals, all that kind of stuff. But how do we now think about this with a sober mind of what type of return potentially this is going to get? And a return doesn't always mean monetary. It could be social equity. Like there's just different ways 100%. That you can like garner the type of attention or just resources, kind of leverage that for other things. But you got to be very clear. Like this is the last thing I say, I'll kick it over to you. But I had like we used to do back when I was doing like kind of my higher ticket coaching stuff with for the community that we run for indie artists, teaching them how to get their music, TV, and film. I remember being on a call with this one gentleman, and he was in a place where he had a good amount of capital to invest in anything in his music, you know what I mean? So he was on a call wanting to, he's interested in learning how to get his music, TV, and film. And as we're talking, he was a little apprehensive to move forward because like our coaching program is like $5,000, $4,800, right?
Yeah.
You get one-on-one time with me, like we're really getting in the trenches, all that kind of stuff. So it's the value is there, but for whatever reason, he didn't see the value, at least at that moment. But he did see value because I had the question of like, if you're not, I'm just out of curiosity, if you're not investing in something like this that, has at least a clearer plan of ROI, like what are you planning on kind of doing for your music career? To kind of get yourself out there and get to that place that you're hoping to. And he was like, I'm going to be shooting these music videos, putting all this stuff out.
I knew it.
Yeah, bro. I knew
it.
He was going to drop like 20 to 30 bands like on his music video and promotion and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, dog, that is such a waste in my mind.
Waste.
Unless he really got a team that can make it go, you know what I mean? But talking to him, I know he didn't, you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I just don't like it's not even like, I don't care if you don't like come to us for coaching and that kind of stuff. Like, it's not the point. It's just like what you're making is not a solid financial decision in my humble opinion. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I just know what I know, but go ahead, bro.
And I think what you're saying, I think, bro, 100%, I think it comes back to when you said that you got to look at this as a business.
Yeah.
The song that's on your hard drive is an asset. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that asset needs to for it to be successful to a degree, it needs to have an ROI. And if you are spending $20,000 on your music video and you get 100 streams, maybe you're happy.
Yeah.
Maybe you're happy with that. But if you're looking for a return on that investment, if you're trying to spend 5,000 and make back 6, brother, that's not going to be it.
Yeah.
It's not it at all.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of artists, we were talking about mindset, pride, and not to sound cliche, pride is the reason half of the artists are stuck where they're at. That dude was like, nah, I know what's best. I'm going to shoot this music video.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give Daraj this.
Come on.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go pay this company and give them $50K, and I'm going to shuck and jive in front of the camera, and then I'm going to pop. I would love.
Not gonna work.
Did you pop, buddy?
Not gonna work.
Did you pop? It's not gonna work, and it doesn't work like that. I mean, you could have took that $3K